Hey everyone, it's Ben, and today we're going to be taking a look at Anker's new PowerLine Plus USB cables. Stick with me, you're watching Living Survival. So I have reviewed a few Anker products in the past, including their solar panels, their USB battery banks, and some of their other cables. And they have a new cable out called the PowerLine Plus. Now what makes this stuff so different is that it actually has a Kevlar fiber core in it, making it super tough. So if you're like me, you've probably destroyed one or more USB cables in the past. I know I have, swept them up with the vacuum. They just wear out over time. Now Anker says that their PowerLine Plus will last 5 times longer than a standard USB cable and has 10 times the bend capability. So we're going to be testing that out today. They sent me a few and said, have at it, torture test these things and let us know what you think. So you can see here it's not much thicker than your standard USB cable. It's got double nylon braid on the outside, which is nice. It's gonna give it some cut resistance or some tear resistance. It's got laser welds in the tips here. It comes in micro USB, and it also comes in a lightning cable for your Apple products. So I've got this and I've got your typical standard old micro USB, and we're gonna compare them side by side and put them to the test. So I also brought along one of Anker's new power core chargers. This is a Qualcomm 3.0. I showed you a Qualcomm 2.0 in the past. They've recently come out with the new technology. Now your devices have to be Qualcomm 3.0 compatible. You know, you can look on Qualcomm's site for a list of compatible products, but if you have a Qualcomm 3.0, this is going to be your fastest way to charge. Of course, it is backwards compatible, so nevertheless it is a cool product. I use these all the time. I use them pretty much every day. I do not charge my phone or other devices using the wall anymore. I simply keep these charged, keep one in the vehicle, keep one in my bags, keep one at home. There's always one next to my computer on the desk, and I use these every single day to keep things like my cell phone charged. So we're going to use this today with the USB cables after each test to make sure that they're still functioning properly. So I've got 2 cables with me today, both 10 foot in length. I've got the Anker PowerLine Plus, and then I've got just your traditional USB cable. I actually bought this at a gas station, both micro USB. So you can see right off the bat that the PowerLine has this nylon braid. It's also got a Kevlar core in it, so it should be stronger. They say that this will hold up to 175 pounds. We're gonna test that and more. So I'm gonna test them both side by side. We're gonna start with a few tests and we'll move on from there. All right, so let's start with something that we've all done when we're done with our cables. We simply just wind them up. I'm just gonna wind this up on my hand here. Give it a good crimp there. So we've all done that. Maybe you put a rubber band around them or Velcro or something like that. So let's go ahead and make sure this still works. Now I'm just gonna hook it in, like I said, to my Anker battery pack, and then I have a cell phone that takes micro USB here. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and plug it in, and then hopefully you can see the little power symbol up there. If not, you're just gonna have to take my word for it. It is charging after being rolled up. So let's go ahead and do the same thing with the Kevlar cable here. We're done using it. We're just gonna roll it up. And go ahead and crimp it. Now this cable from Anker actually does come with some Velcro ties, so that's nice. Go ahead and make sure it's all bunched up here. Go ahead and plug it into our charger. Plug it into our phone. And right away we are charging. So nothing wrong with the wind-up test. Both cables function perfectly. All right, let's move on to something else that may happen to your cable. It may get knots in it, so I'm gonna go ahead and I'm just gonna tie knots. We'll just tie 5 or so knots in it all the way along the line here. Go ahead and just do some simple overhand knots here. That's 3, 4, 5 knots. We'll go ahead and do a couple on the other side here. 6, 7, we'll do 8. All right, so 8 knots here. We'll go ahead and we'll just knot this up some more. Just for fun. Tie a few more knots in it here. All right, so we're pretty knotted up there. Let's go ahead and make sure this cable still works. Plug it into our USB device here, grab the other end. Plug it into our phone, and we are charging. I'm gonna go ahead and do the same thing here with our PowerLine cable. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Just tie this in a bunch of knots here like we did the other one. Alright, so we're all knotted up there, just like the other cable. Go ahead and plug it into our power bank and plug it into our phone, and we're charging right off the bat. So another thing that could commonly happen to your USB cables is they get stretched out and no longer work. So behind me I have this soccer goal, and I have both cables hanging doubled up. Now they say that the PowerLine will take up to 175 pounds, so I figure it'll take a little bit more than that doubled up. I weigh 215 pounds. So I've got the cables hung from the goalpost. I'm gonna go ahead and just twist my hands into them and then hang, and we're gonna see what happens. No chance. Next up, let's do the PowerLine Plus. So with very, very, very little pressure, this standard USB cable snapped right in half. I could probably pull it apart. Well, yeah, I can pull it apart just by pulling on it. The PowerLine Plus, on the other hand, was able to hold me up, not once, but twice. Let's make sure nothing's stretched out on the inside, and we'll go ahead and plug it into our charger. And we are fully charging. So running over it with the car on some jagged rocks did cause some abrasion to the cable here. You can see it's pretty well beat up. Let's see if it still charges. Still charging. Alright, so note to self, don't tow a car with it, but it is pretty durable considering. Now, I went ahead and undid the sheath here so that you could see the inside. Now you have your regular USB cables on this side, and here is your Kevlar thread that's on the inside, making it incredibly tough. If we compare that to the standard USB, you can see how much thinner and how much less durable it is, allowing me just to break it in my hands just like that. So pretty durable stuff with that Kevlar fiber core on the inside and the nylon braid on the outside. Pretty impressive. It'll certainly hold up to the majority of abuse that you could put it through in your typical household. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video today. I'm going to leave some links below to Amazon where you can find the PowerLine Plus cord in a couple different colors and different lengths. Hope you enjoyed the video today. Please give it a big thumbs up for me. Make sure you share it to your friends and family on social media, and as always, click that subscribe button for more videos.